All right, let's jump right in. Every single day, we're surrounded by technology that honestly feels a lot like magic. But behind all that, there's this invisible, super organized process that's running our entire digital world. Today, we're going to pull back that curtain and take a look at the data processing life cycle.
I mean, seriously, think about it. You tap a few buttons on your phone, and 30 minutes later, there's a pizza at your door. It feels so simple, right? But what's actually going on in that half hour? What happens to your order, your address, all that info? How does a simple click turn into a hot, delicious pizza?
Well, the answer is this powerful, non-stop loop called the data processing lifecycle. This is the secret sauce. It's the system that takes all the random, chaotic bits of information, like your pizza order, and whips them into something organized, useful, and most importantly, actionable. And this whole cycle is really built on 5 key stages. It all kicks off with data collection, which is just, grabbing all that raw info. Then you've got data input, where that info actually gets fed into the computer. After that, the system processes it. This is where the magic happens, turning raw data into something meaningful. Next up is data output, which is when you see the result, like your order popping up on the screen in the pizza kitchen. And finally, everything gets put into storage for later, and the whole thing is ready to start all over again. It's basically the fundamental recipe for making sense of information.
Now look, every one of these stages is important, but there's one that really stands out. That very first one, data collection. This is where a massive decision has to be made, and it's a decision that's going to have a ripple effect through every other part of the cycle.
So let's zoom right in on that. Data collection. This is the moment, the very first touch point where information from the real world gets ready to enter the system. It is the foundation that everything else is built on, and this is exactly where we come to a fork in the road.
And the biggest question we have to ask right at the beginning is this: how are we actually going to get this data? The way we answer that question is going to send us down one of 2 totally different paths.
And those 2 paths are manual versus automated data collection. Now, this isn't just some small technical preference. This is a huge choice that's going to define the speed, the accuracy, and the entire efficiency of the system that follows. So what's the real difference here? It's actually pretty simple. Manual systems rely on a person, somebody physically typing information into a keyboard. On the other hand, automated systems use machines to just grab that data directly with basically no human help needed.
But choosing between them isn't always so clear-cut because, each one has its own pretty distinct pros and cons. It really all comes down to understanding the trade-offs you're willing to live with. So let's break them down.
And this table really lays it all out, doesn't it? With a manual system, yeah, it's simple, but that simplicity comes at a cost. It's way slower, and there's a much, much higher chance of human error. I mean, we've all made a typo, right? You can also get the same data entered twice by mistake. Automated systems are the total opposite. They are lightning fast, super accurate, and way more efficient. But, and this is a big but, they often require special equipment and training, which can mean a pretty big investment up front.
But here's the cool part. The choice isn't always so black and white. It's not always one or the other. There's this huge and, honestly, super common middle ground that kind of combines the best of both. We call them semi-automated systems.
And I bet you see these tools every single day without even thinking about it. That barcode reader at the grocery store? Perfect example. Or OMR, that's optical mark recognition. It's the tech that grades your multiple choice tests by reading those little bubbles you fill in. Then you've got OCR, which can scan a paper document and turn it into text you can actually edit. All of these, plus the magnetic strip on your debit card, use a machine to grab data in an instant, but usually with a person there to guide the process.
Okay, so let's zoom back out for a second. Why are we spending so much time on this one choice? Because it creates a massive ripple effect. The quality, the speed, the reliability of the entire cycle, it all comes back to the decision made in that very first step. This quote just nails it. If you choose a method that's slow or full of errors, like trying to manually type in thousands of survey results, you're basically poisoning the well. You're introducing problems that are going to mess up every single stage that comes after it. A system can't process data that's wrong, or worse, isn't even there.
So here's the bottom line, the most important takeaway. Quality in, quality out. You might have also heard it as garbage in, garbage out. The integrity of your final result, whether that's an accurate sales report or just getting that pizza to the right house, is completely 100% dependent on the quality of the data you started with. And all of this leaves us with a really interesting question to chew on.
As these automated and semi-automated systems get faster, cheaper, and just better, what's left for the human touch? Is there really any future for purely manual data entry, or are we watching it go extinct in real time? Definitely something to think about.